Hi, I'm Max Maherter, and I'm the author of The Manuscript. And I wanted to talk to you about why I wrote the book, but also why I believe you need to read the book. I want to start with a parable that Jesus taught in Matthew 21. There's a vineyard owner, and he has two sons, and he says to his sons, "Hey, go out and work in the vineyard today." The first son says to him, "No, I don't want to do it." But then later changes his mind and goes and works in the vineyard. Now that's my story. When I was first presented with this idea, I said, no, I don't want to do it. I was afraid, I was full of doubt, and I didn't have any belief that truly this was going to be something that I needed to do. But I persisted on. As a matter of fact, it took me 12 years of working through fear and doubt and disbelief to write the pages of the book. But there was a second son. And in the parable, the second son says, yes, I'll go work in the vineyard. But he never goes. And that's the reason why I want you to read the book. Sadly, many men say yes to many things that we never do. And we erode the trust of those people around us because of our willingness to say yes, but our unwillingness to carry it out and be true to our word. And in this parable, to be obedient to the call of God. I want you to read this book because I want you to be able to pull from its pages a way to improve and to become the man of God that He is calling you to be. The second reason I want you to read this book has to do with freedom. It was Paul writing to the Galatians in chapter 5 of the book of Galatians, where he says, it is for freedom that Christ has set you free. Do not submit yourself to another yoke of slavery. And freedom as a man comes from being able to fully commit to the decisions that you've made. Many men have made many decisions after decision after decision, thinking that those are the right decisions to make, thinking that those are the decisions that everybody else has been making, only to find out that the decisions have led to a life that does not provide the freedom that their soul longs for. And because of this lack of freedom, then they, like any other ambitious prisoner, begin to plan their jailbreak. I'm not living like I used to be living. I'm going to make some changes. And it is those decisions that end up shattering this man's life and the lives of those people around him. I am not an exemplary man. I don't have a doctorate. I'm not an attorney. I am not a great researcher. I haven't done great things in business, politics, or entertainment. I am just an ordinary guy that God is using in a not so ordinary way. I pray that you will take the information and take the words on the pages of the book and realize that those words represent moments, minutes, hours, days, experiences from my life that I believe will help you be able to cross the battlefield and not step on a live mine that's going to blow up and destroy your life. Men, I want to encourage you not to read this book for entertainment purposes only, but to truly allow the words of this book to get into you and allow you to become more of what God has called you to be. Now for you, the men of the Church of the Living Water, we have an event that's coming up on May 1st and 2nd, 2026 that you do not want to miss. We're going to not just be covering the information in this book. We're going to be covering ourselves with the information from the book. We're going to be letting this book marinate in and be able to identify places in our lives that are not in alignment with where God is going and what God has planned for you. Men, I encourage you, I exhort you that you would register for this event. It's going to be held at the Life Change Camp, and it is going to be a fabulous time to become more of who and what God has called you to be. I encourage you to register, and I look forward to seeing you there.